On a blazing Sahel morning, as the sun rose like red fire over Ouagadougou, something extraordinary unfolded. Down the city's dusty streets rolled 1,000 brand new buses, gleaming in red, green, and gold, the colors of a nation reborn. They weren't just vehicles. They were a statement. A declaration that freedom isn't proven by waving a flag. It's shown by building something real. When Burkina Faso's president Ibrahim Traoré once said, "We will build our future with our own gold and our own soil," many took it as political poetry. But that morning, with hundreds of buses rolling proudly through the capital, without a single dollar of foreign aid, his words had turned into reality. The project cost about $90 million, yet no IMF loans, no World Bank signatures backed it. The funding came from the country's own gold and cotton revenues. Every bolt, every seat, every piece of metal was crafted by Burkinabe hands. What used to be a transportation problem became a national revolution on wheels. People who once walked for hours to reach work or school could now get there in minutes. Shopkeepers saw business surge. Students arrived on time. Hope returned to the faces of ordinary people. This wasn't just a development project. It was a message to the world. Burkina Faso no longer needed anyone's permission to move forward. For decades, Africa had been told that progress comes through debt. But the streets of Ouagadougou shattered that myth. The very resources once taken from this land were now rebuilding it. Each month, the bus network generates around $4 million in revenue from fares, taxes, and fuel levies, all reinvested locally in maintenance, salaries, and new routes. No foreign banks, no external conditions, just the discipline and determination of a people taking control of their own destiny. Soon these buses became symbols of self-reliance, pride, and dignity. Children wave flags on their way to school. Farmers sit at bus stops smiling. Elders say quietly, "These roads are ours now." President Traoré sums it up simply: development doesn't come from aid, it comes from discipline. And discipline now hums through the streets of Burkina Faso. The government trained local engineers, built new workshops, and introduced mobility and logistics programs in universities. Every year, hundreds of young mechanics and designers graduate, ready to serve a national industry. Then, in 2025, another bold move. The country stopped importing buses and began building its own. In the Ouagadougou industrial zone, a new assembly plant opened, producing 250 buses a year. The nation's gold now flowed not into foreign accounts, but directly into factories, and from there, onto the roads. They called it the Loop Claire model, a closed loop where money circulates within the country, never leaving it. The results were dramatic: 6,000 new jobs, a jump in transport's share of GDP from 1.2% to 4%, and a 15% rise in local commerce. Most importantly, trust was restored. Citizens could see exactly how the system worked. Every route's earnings, every bus's maintenance schedule, all published publicly online. Transparency replaced corruption. So now the world asks, if a landlocked, war-scarred nation like Burkina Faso can do this without debt, why can't others? Maybe because Burkina Faso proved that self-reliance isn't a dream, it's a policy. People call it the La Méthode Africaine, the African way, built on 5 principles. 1. Local maintenance. 2. National funding. 3. Youth training. 4. Regional expansion. 5. Digital transparency. Together, they turned Burkina Faso from a struggling country into a living model of independence. This revolution isn't just on the roads, it's in the national mindset. People now believe that true freedom means debt-free development. As President Traoré puts it, our gold will no longer fill others' pockets, it will fuel our own roads. And when evening falls and the red, green, and yellow buses,